Welcome to the Real True American Patriot. We are reclaiming patriotism from the far right, who have appropriated it for their own narrow nationalist interests. Just in time for the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Republic. Remember those fiendishly effective commercials from the 2024 presidential election? Quote, Kamala is for they, them. President Trump is for you. Close quote. Trump's people claim that Kamala Harris supported the trans health care paid for by us taxpayers, that is Medicare, Medicaid, and the vet. Probably contributing substantially to Trump's victory, the commercials were a 1-2 punch. First, high on the list of resentments that Americans hold is when those they don't think deserve benefits receive them, such as health care for undocumented immigrants. Second, of course, it's trans, that niche issue that, punching way above its weight, resonates deeply with many Americans. And not as in tug at the heartstrings, but pushing people's buttons. Only 2.8 million Americans, 1% of the population, identify as trans. To me, that sounds high, but anyway, more to the point, I suspect that most of us outside of cities have not only never met one, but likely never seen one, except on TV or in the movies, which becomes part of the problem, as you will see. Do Americans even understand that what they are holding a grudge against? I mean, what exactly is trans? Even someone as informed as I had to look it up. I mean, there's trans, transgender, transitioning. I asked ChatGPT for help. Depending on your own personal level of knowledge here's either a refresher course or a freshman course, Trans 101. To begin with, trans is short for transgender, not transitioning. Transgender is an umbrella term for people who identify with a different sex than that which they were born with. Transitioning, meanwhile, refers to transgender individuals who actually change their social lives, their bodies, implants and hormone therapy, etc., and legal forms to reflect their new identity. What about men who wear dresses, you ask? Are they transgender or transitioning? No, that is just cross-dressing and doesn't necessarily imply that one is transgender or transitioning, though they may well be. Something about all of this, transgender, transitioning, cross-dressing, makes many, maybe most, of us Americans crazy. They allow it to assume an importance in their minds almost as much as issues that directly touch them in their daily lives, such as affordability. And arguably way more than issues that threaten their very lives, such as war and global warming. Why is YouTube head Bulwark publisher Sarah Longwell summed up how disproportionately many Americans prioritize issues. Open quote. I'll take fascism as long as trans kids can't play soccer. Close quote. I have to repeat that. Sarah Longwell said, I'll take fascism as long as trans kids can't play soccer. Trans is often thrust into the spotlight in their conversations with like-minded people. Before we get ahead of ourselves, what are the actual issues people have with trans? One, of course, they think it's unnatural or it goes against nature. It's not in the Bible. Two, it rubs them the wrong way when someone asks to be referred to not as he or her, but as they. Three, the idea of men transitioning to women using the same restrooms as their daughters fills them with dread, as do fears that their kids could be preyed on or groomed by trans people, reaching even more hysterical heights. They basically think that trans should not even exist because it could serve as a model for their kids. 4. The thought of minors transitioning with puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and sometimes even surgery appalls them. Okay, you can sort of understand that. 5. Continuing with young people. The big one, sports. Males transitioning to females, seeking to compete against their daughters, makes parents see red. Males transitioning to females seeking to compete against their daughters makes parents see red. The last thing they want to see is their daughters getting beat by such a person. But trans participation in sports is an even more niche issue than trans itself. It's a subsection of a subdivision. ChatGPT tells me that in high school, which is difficult to estimate because of poor records, less than 1% of all athletes are trans. Yeah, probably way less, like a tenth of 1%. College sports is less difficult to record. Out of 510,000 student athletes, fewer than 10 identify as trans. 10! How do people get worked up over such a tiny issue when the world is on fire? Or more personally, your money buys less and less every day. But, in my opinion, the element of trans that ignites the most rage, specifically among straight men, is that men who transition to women are getting too good at it. Especially those, most frequently actresses, who have actually become beautiful by traditional female standards. Get what I'm saying here? Straight men find themselves attracted to them, and it freaks them out. This can't be happening, they think. I'm not gay, even I, a straight guy, but one who had long acknowledged his feminine side to himself. Let me repeat that. Even I, a straight guy, but one who had long acknowledged his feminine side to himself, found it unsettling when that first began happening to me. To some extent, I still do, but I can live with that ambiguity. Yet most people, especially conservatives, especially men, want things to be black and white. That's part of being conservative, even more so MAGA. Can't handle ambiguity. Their impulse is to take the person or persons who they think are making them feel gay and also making them feel uncertain or confusing them and strike out at them. That's what I'm saying. Their impulse is to take the person or persons who they think are making them feel gay and also making them feel uncertain and strike out at them. I mean, actually attack them. Being attracted to effeminate men has long provided justification for straight men to kick the crap out of them. Failing that, they attack the phenomenon, trans in all its forms and on many fronts. Maybe it's because of how brave trans people are in running that risk just to be themselves that I love them. Maybe it's because of how brave trans people are in running that risk just to be themselves that I love them.